about everything that there is to know about working in the islands, that would be great. Just trying to keep everybody's time down to adult work today. We have one employer who is not able to be with us today, Terry Ogle of Terry Ogle House Painting. He is looking for house painters. He's offering on-the-job training, and his information is also available at the link that you see on the screen, san juancedc.org/jobs-fair. So you can, if you're interested in that, you can take a look there. And again, he is offering on-the-job training, and he is based in San Juan County. It is 9:02, and I think I saw Tara join. Tara from the Barnacle, you are on, and you can unmute yourself.
Hi, good morning. Thank you, John.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. So you're in the hot seat. You're our first one today.
Great. I'll warm everybody up.
Okay.
Yeah, so my name is Tara. My husband Michael and I, we own the Barnacle Tea and Spirits in East Sound off of Prune Alley. We're a small craft cocktail bar and restaurant. It's a bistro style restaurant. And most of our clientele come in for an intimate kind of experience with really good quality local foods. Our menu is mostly local, organic, or specialty cured and acquired items. And we're really known for our cocktails. So we have strong mixologists on staff. And that's something that people come in and enjoy. These days, it's a little bit different at the Barnacle. We've scaled our hours differently. We do have dine-in service and takeout. We have very restricted seating, and we have a patio area, and so things are a little bit different. The Barnacle is hiring right now for a craft bartender and food handler position, and this is really the heart and soul of our business. We're very small. If you've haven't been in the Barnacle is about the size of a large boat. It's a very small space. We call it kind of a jewel box establishment, which is just a way of saying that it's very, very small, intimate, and warm setting. And with distancing right now, that means a very limited people in the space, but lots of food service and cocktails still happening. The position that we're looking for, because we're so small, these positions, they do all of the things. So we're really looking for somebody that would hopefully have lots of experience, but if not, we are willing to train the right person. They would start out learning about our menu items, handling some of the front of house items, doing plating, and then we would probably train them on the mixology and bar part of it as they went on. So yeah, the Barnacle, a little bit about our culture. We're a small family-owned business. We really bring our values into the way that we operate there. That means that we want everybody that comes in contact with the Barnacle to have a better experience than if they had not. So that applies to our staff that come work for us, that we want it to be an experience that they benefit from, not just from a paycheck, but their life is a little bit better when they leave us. That applies to the way that we interact and our relationships with our vendors. And of course, that relates to the way that we want our patrons to feel when they come in as well. So I don't think I need a whole 5 minutes. That's really all, just the one position that's available. But it's a special position, and it's a year-round position as well. Right now, we're looking for somebody to start part-time, just because hours and everything are scaled back. But as our condition in the world changes, and we expect that over long term, that this would be a long-term year-round position that would move into a full-time job. Yeah. So that's it. Questions?
Fantastic. Thank you, Tara. Does any, and of course, the Barnacle is located in, you're in East Sound, is that correct?
That's right. East Sound, right off of Prune Alley.
Okay, lovely. Does anybody have any questions for Tara? And again, we have posted a full description of the job listing on our website at the link that you see on the screen there. So you can follow up with her, and her contact information is also listed there. Going once, going twice. You're all unmuted, so if you have questions, you can either speak up, it's a small group, or throw them into the chat. Otherwise, can let Tara go back to her work. Okay, well, thank you, Tara. That was lovely. Good, great kickoff. I'm going to move this along. Our next speaker is not here yet, but I see that Katie Anderson from Doe Bay is with us already. So we can move on to her and let her get back to work. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning. Thanks for having us. So I'm Katie, and I am inquiring for a position here for the housekeeping, particularly, but we at Doe Bay are looking for quite a few open positions. So I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm offering, and then the contact information, you can reach out through me for the other positions, and also our general manager, and I'll make sure that we have all that information to you, John, at the end. So at Doe Bay, we have opened. We are doing things a little bit differently this summer, naturally. And under that, I'll just kind of give you a little general information for those who don't know, haven't visited Doe Bay yet. We are a 38-acre resort and retreat. We are running things this summer very differently than before. Many of you have been here for our festivals and enjoyed the stay, and we offer all sorts of different things with the spa and the cafe. None of that is operable right at this moment. We do have the cafe open for takeout and for staying in guests. But just to back that up a little bit, we have the 38 acres, plenty of outdoor space for everybody to come and stay, and we're really trying to cater to guests who can do a longer kind of self-isolated visit. So when you're coming to Doe Bay this summer, we're asking our clients to stay for a minimum of 5 days. And then after that, we're letting our units rest for a full 24 to 48 before we're having our cleaning crew re-enter and prepare the unit for the next visitor. So we're doing everything we can to keep our team as safe as possible here through COVID, and also extending that safety to our guests. We've been operating now for a good 2 weeks with half capacity. We're not going to open the whole resort. The only units that we do have open have to have isolated kitchen and bath accommodations. Even though inviting people to the island, we're trying to really maintain this isolation element that we can provide for our visitors. Hopefully keeping our guests safe, our staff safe, and the folks on the island safe as well. That's our main objective. We have lots of messaging going out for that, for the people who we are inviting to the island. And in that, the housekeeping team is pretty small this year. It's been very comfortable. We are not trying to overwork our staff at all. We're not trying to push the business to reopen. We're trying to just do this the right way. So I'm looking for someone. Ideally, this would be merged into a full-time position, but to start, we are open to having someone begin part-time. As a housekeeper, if you have experience, that's great. Obviously, I'd be able to start you at a little higher wage. We are very open to training the right person as well. Generally, this time of year, we're staffing up from all over the country and trying to invite people to come and experience Doe Bay for the first time. This year, again, we're doing things quite different, where we're very much seeking someone from the island, trying to keep things local, trying to give our very, few positions available to those here on the island, so we can kind of continue to put Orcas first. That part-time job that I have right now, we can definitely roll that into a full-time position as soon as the trainer or the applicant is fully trained and ready for that. We do hope to be opening our spa back up here as soon as all the safety regulations are in place, and that we feel that we can do that comfortably. So there may also be a housekeeping spa position that may lend itself to your ability to evolve further into the spa position or housekeeping. So it kind of gives you a little bit of option there. And then we also do have positions available for our cafe. We are doing live music here at Doe Bay, which is a very unique situation. It is basically just for our guests. And again, we have 42 units traditionally, so we're only running half right now. So at any one time, you'll see a few smatterings of people kind of congregate around to the live music that we have, and all the food is, as organic and local as we can keep it. So we're still serving that in the small cafe. It's very quaint, very intimate setting here this summer, but still stuff going on. You get that your sense of you're not alone, but you're safely experiencing these, really neat situations with other people. So it's been a lot of fun the last 2 weeks here. I feel like Dobay is doing things the right way. Our staff feels safe. Our guests seem happy and safe. And we're just looking for a few of the right people to kind of join this team and, you know, help us run this summer in a little bit scaled down kind of manner, but with the same spirit of Dobay, where we're family and we're here for our guests, and we really want to express that magic that can happen here on Orcas Island and in Dobay. So I also don't think I'll need the full 5 minutes, but we do definitely have quite a bit to offer for the right candidate, and we're hoping to really get some great local interest in what we're doing out here. So yeah, if I have any questions, I would love to answer those for anyone.
So gang, if again, you're all unmuted, so if you want to unmute yourself, if you have a question for Katie, or if you can want to throw it in the chat.
And one good thing to note, we are starting at around 15 for non-locals. So those who are on islands, you know, your rate of pay would start no less than 15. So that would, again, depending on what department you were finally applying for, you'd be able to work that out with your management crew as well. So
sure. And then I just want to recap. It looks like it is housekeeping, facilities, yeah, front desk, and cafe. Is that correct?
Yes, and possibly even spa. So we do have quite a bit of openings available. The one right now that we're looking for most urgently would be the part to full-time housekeeping position with a flexible schedule.
Okay, well, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, if nobody has questions for Katie, we would like
I just had a quick question.
Go ahead.
About contact information. It says that the email is housekeeping@dobay.com. Should we just contact that email to be considered for any of the positions?
You can. I can definitely pass your resume off to the proper hands, proper channels. Just go ahead and let me know who you're aiming for right off the bat, and that's not a problem. I can also add general manager at dobay.com. His name is River, and he's also a great candidate to reach out to get your resume in and getting a look at it.
Great, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Okay, well, great, thank you. I see Evan from the Village at the Harbor is on. Evan, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Got it. Can you hear me?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, welcome. Well, so Evan, I know you might have bounced in late, but we've got a little note from you on the jobs and your contact information up on the jobs listing site, which is at the link that you can see on the screen there. So if you want to give us a few minutes and talk about what you got going on over at the Villages, that would be great.
Great, and I'm just going to introduce, because she's sitting here off to the side, and this will embarrass her, but Jamie is my RN.
Hi.
So we are Village at the Harbor. We're an assisted living community located right up in the heart of Friday Harbor, right outside of downtown. And we are a small senior living community. We have roughly 36 apartments here, and we serve a wide variety of clientele, from residents that are completely independent to residents that require some activities of daily living. We as a community are always looking to strengthen our team, and part of our constant mission statement is to educate people a little bit about who we are and what we do. Even though this building's been in Friday Harbor now for about 12 years, there's still a vast array of people that don't really have any clue as to what we do and who we are still. So we're constantly fighting that battle, but we are really and truly looking for just candidates that have a natural inclination to work with seniors, that are compassionate people, that enjoy working with our population. Most of our care team are what we call home care aides. And one of the benefits of us as a community, or a senior living community, is that we actually pay for the training, and we provide the training to get anybody that we hire up to be trained as a home care aide. I won't bore everyone with the details of that particular program, but I'll just say it is a 75-hour training program. It does include a couple of visits off island, but by the time that somebody is done, they become certified as a legitimate home care aide, and they can take that certification with them anywhere. And so we actually provide and pay for the majority of that training for them to get up to speed. We run 3 different shifts on our care team during the day. We have a morning shift that is from 6:30 to 2:30. We have an afternoon shift that is from 2:30 in the afternoon until 10:30 at night. And then we have an overnight shift that would run then from 10:30 to 6:30. We are always looking to add people to our team. We're always looking to provide that training and give them some flexibility. I would say all of our employees have different requirements scheduling wise, and we try, actually Jamie tries more than I do, but we try to accommodate that to the best of our abilities. We have, in particular right now, several employees that are in school, and so we really try to support them 100% with maintaining their education while still being able to work and make a living. We're a pretty, we take what we do pretty seriously, but this is a great team atmosphere. This is a group of people that really, truly work together each and every day to provide amazing care for the people that live in our building. There's certainly a lot of teamwork that happens with that. So, and is there anything I'm missing?
I think so.
I think, I mean, that's pretty much in a nutshell. Besides the care team, we are also always looking for dining staff. We do have staff that come in and provide actual dining room service to our residents. So it's like eating in a hotel every day. And then of course, one of the biggest challenges that we always have, to be honest, as a community, is finding a good chef. Our dining team has actually built an incredible reputation in this industry as having one of the best food service programs there is. And so in order for somebody to be a part of that team, you have to have some pretty high standards. So if anybody is out there and they have a great culinary background, I know our chef Laura is always looking for quality people to join that team. Pretty much everything that we make here for our residents is literally made from scratch. And these guys are absolutely phenomenally talented chefs and do a great job providing amazing food. But that's pretty much what I got.
Wow, fantastic. So this is a pretty well-rounded working experience, especially when you wrap in the ability to get the home care aide certification on the job.
Yeah, I think it's really important because in order for, there's a lot of people that want to provide private care duty in this county. There's really a lot of options, and in order for them to really come here and be part of our culture and really be indoctrinated into that, and then have your training actually provided as part of that as well, I think is a huge bonus. It really is. It's quite a commitment on our part to people, but we feel pretty passionate about that. So.
No, that's terrific. Okay. And again, this is Evan with the Village at the Harbor. This is located in Friday Harbor on San Juan Island, for those who may be calling in from out of the county. Does anybody have any questions for Evan before we let him get back to his day? Very silent group out there.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Evan. And again, this will be recorded for everybody to be able to watch later. I have to step in and out. I believe our next speaker is Beth Anderson from the Animal Protection Society of Friday Harbor. Welcome and good morning. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, my name's Beth, and this is Kristen Felso. I'm the shelter manager here at the Animal Protection Society, and Kristen is the executive director.
Good morning.
Morning.
Well, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. So this is perfect timing because we actually are hiring for 2 part-time, excuse Charlie, 2 part-time positions here at the shelter. I don't know if we just jump right into it.
Sure. I just so you know, because I have everybody's job listings posted up on the link that you see on the screen there. So you don't have to go into super detail, but if you can talk about each one a little bit, that would be good.
That's great.
Great. Well, I can tell you a little bit about the shelter here, then give you a quick background. We recently moved into a brand new building about 1.5 years ago. And we're looking to sort of expand and increase our staff, and we've got a lot of new exciting things going on here at the shelter, new programs. We've got a surgical suite now. So we've got our own staff veterinarian, and we're doing our own medical procedures here in-house, basic medical procedures, spays, neuters, dentals. We've got a whole clinic basically. So that's where the clinic manager and shelter veterinary tech position is coming into play. And then we're also looking to add to our animal care staff. This is also just a part-time position, about 10 to 20 hours a week, depending on availability and flexibility. And that's what you might consider, you know, just a general animal care position. You're cleaning, you're taking care of the animals we have in care, you're implementing enrichment items, working with volunteers and staff.
Working with the public.
Working with the public, adopters. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Is there anything to add to that?
Let's see. You know, when we are definitely looking to develop some new programs, the medical team member will be helping us to sort of organize things in our surgical suite. It's brand new to us, and we really need somebody who's a self-starter and who has some enthusiasm for this position and will help us develop the systems and the processes around what we do so that things get done in a timely manner, like all the vaccinations get done on time and that sort of thing. And we really need somebody who is really confident in animal medicine and who can guide us on the needs of the animals in the shelter. Mm-hmm. And the animal care team member will be somebody that will be interfacing with the public a lot. And it's really important that that person has some experience working with diverse populations and, you know, a real heart for people and helping the animals get the right connection for their lives. So that's.
Of course. That's fantastic. Wow. Does anybody have any questions for the Animal Protection Society? Sounds like a fantastic opportunity for somebody certainly looking to work part-time as the animal care team member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a fairly small staff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple people that have been here for 6 and 7 years, and Beth and I are both fairly new.
Mm-hmm.
But we're a good team. We work well together, and I think it's a good environment.
Yeah.
We're going through some cultural changes internally, and so it's important that the people have some flexibility. So.
Sure. And it is a lovely new building.
Yes.
We're quite fortunate.
Yeah.
Yes, very fortunate.
Well, very nice. Okay, well, like I said, if you guys want to take a look at the job listing that's there on the website, you can, their contact information is there as well. And I would like to thank you for joining us this morning, and hopefully you get some folks out of this thing.
Thank you so much.
Of course. I think I see that Jake Baird has joined us. Jake is from Peace Health. Good morning. You want to go ahead and unmute yourself?
Good morning.
Hey, Jake.
Thanks for having me today.
Sure. A couple minutes early. Not too bad, huh?
Yeah, I just jumped on. I'm not sure who's all on the call, and I'm happy to jump into it.
No worries. This is perfect timing. Jake, just so you know, I've got your job listings and links up on the link that you see on the screen there, so everybody can take a look at the specifics at their leisure. But please feel free to talk about them.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I have some overview info on Peace Health and benefits information, or I can just jump right into our current openings.
How are you feeling doing it?
Oh, okay. John, who's on? Is there a list on the call today as far as?
There are some folks that signed up as workers, prospective employees. They sort of keep bouncing in and out of this. So we are recording this call for posterity. For those who couldn't make it this morning, so they will off of our website later on today.
Okay, great. So Peace Health is a healthcare system with 16,000 employees. Altogether, we're in Washington, Oregon, and Alaska. So one of the things that our employees really enjoy is they have the ability to work their way up in a larger healthcare system with a little bit of room to move. So some of our Peace Health caregivers come on in Washington and then decide they want to make a jump and take the next adventure and go to either Oregon and Alaska. And we do have the flexibility to help people make that transition as well. Peace Health invests very heavily into the communities that we serve. It's a not-for-profit organization. And one of the things that I'm seeing too is, in addition to investing heavily into our communities, Peace Health also invests heavily into our employees and our Peace Health caregivers. I enjoy, as a Peace Health employee, the core values, and it's something that I see week in, week out. So right now, something that really rings true is our core value of social justice. So Peace Health takes a stand on social issues, and I think it's really important for employees joining a new organization. So some of the basics for our benefits package, we have a generous healthcare plan for both full-time and part-time employees. There's an excellent retirement plan with matching funds. We offer educational assistance to employees after 12 months of service. And this is a pretty generous program too. I'm happy if anybody wants to reach out to me afterwards, I can give some details on that. We also have pretty cool vendor discounts. So I'm in the Portland metro area in Vancouver, Washington, and we have major companies like Nike and Adidas. We get big discounts there. Overall, we have travel and hotel discounts as well. A little different community to community, but it's kind of fun to get the little link to our upcoming discounts that'll pop up in our inbox. So for our current openings right now, we have an environmental services attendant. This is also known in some cases as housekeeping. Right now, the position I'm showing there's one that's full-time, and the hours are 3:30 to 11:30 p.m. So this is an evening shift, working Sunday through Thursday. The ideal candidate will have either some housekeeping tutorial experience. The overall thing that we're looking for is somebody in Friday Harbor specifically, and who's going to be very dependable. We're also hiring for an admitting patient access representative. So this role is our front office position, and it's very customer service oriented. So our patients will see first our patient access rep, also known as PAR at Peace Health. So we're looking for somebody very customer service oriented. Healthcare experience is a huge plus, but we're willing to train the right person. They need to be bringing some sort of customer service background with them. Microsoft Office skills are definitely needed for this role: Outlook, Excel, Word. And in some cases, I'd say that both of those positions, the environmental service attendant and the admitting PAR or patient access rep, these are entry positions into Peace Health. And I see often people promote up to other roles within the organization. So somebody might come in as an environmental service attendant, and then after a year, maybe get some educational assistance to train up to, say, like a medical assistant or even a licensed practical nurse. And then from there, the doors just really open up to future Peace Health opportunities. I know that I shared 3 positions, and so this morning I was scrambling to find what that third one is. I don't see it on my screen. We do have a number of openings for, go ahead, John.
That was environmental service attendant, patient access representative, and medical assistant.
Right, okay, good. Yeah, we're always looking for a great medical assistant at this location. This is a certified position, so the route to get there involves training. So some of our training providers are in the area are Skagit Valley College, in our Bellingham Rivers often will go to Whatcom Community College. There's some other training providers a little further south, and I know that Skagit Valley has a satellite campus in Friday Harbor. I'm not really sure where they're at with bringing on the healthcare training, but it is something they're open to looking at, especially if they have some good prospective students.
Sure. Are they doing remote learning, or is it all in classroom during COVID? Yeah.
The current and most recent spring cohort had started with hands-on learning, and then they switched to remote. I don't know that they're necessarily bringing on new remote learning students, but my understanding is the next cohort for medical assisting will start this fall.
Okay, very well. Do you have, Evan, is there a link you could send us for the Skagit program? I could add it to the site just for people to be able to.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. I think they have a new, well, I'll double check my contact list and can send you a good contact.
Yeah, that'd be good. Just so if anybody does want to follow up and do a little bit of, their own research on this, to see what's involved and schedules and, costs and that kind of thing.
Okay.
We can sort of, make this a all-encompassing experience for them.
Great.
Okay. And is there any on-the-job training that happens with Peace Health? Just to recap that.
Yeah, right now we're looking at programs to train up. So some of our locations take Eugene, Oregon, for example, we have patient access representatives who are able to train up first off into that role. They have a training program specifically for patient access rep, and that's working with some of their local school programs. And then they also have a program to train up patient access representatives into medical assisting. It's something that we're looking at for our Northwest network. Now,
Jake, I think I lost you here. Hello, Jake.
Now too, we had a program, apprenticeship programs.
Gotcha. Sorry, Jake. I think your Zoom left us for a moment there, but
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Missed the last 20 seconds of that.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, we're looking at maybe picking up again this fall with taking on brand new programs for our Northwest network, including Friday Harbor, that could potentially include apprenticeship programs for positions like medical assistant, and possibly for patient access representative as well. Although we do have a lot of people who are new to healthcare and who are bringing a lot of great customer service experience, who are able to transition directly into a patient access rep.
Wow. Okay. Could you follow up with us when those programs become announced? So
yeah, absolutely.
Make sure that we get the word out on our end as well.
Right.
Those are the kinds of things that we are always keen to find out more about and get out to people that are interested in the community about either starting a career or pivoting to a new one. So.
Okay, great.
Terrific. Does anybody have any questions for Jake? I know it's a very small group, and again, this will be recorded. This is being recorded, so anybody later can join in. If you have questions, Jake's contact information is at the link that you see on your screen, and please feel free to reach out to him, whether you're in Friday Harbor or literally anywhere. Peace Health does business in the West. Guess that's it. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Jake. I appreciate you joining us this morning. Susan?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, sure. Susan from the U.S. Census. You can go ahead. You are unmuted.
Yep, I'm Sue Dumond, and I live over on Lopez, and I'm working for the Census. And I started working for them in December. And primarily what the Census is looking for is enumerator. And that's the door-to-door job of following up to people who haven't responded to the census. And because of COVID, everything has been pushed back. So they're just going to start doing that starting with training the end of July, and it'll probably go into August and September. And the enumerator position is part-time flexible. They like you to work at least 20 hours. You can work it around other jobs. And in our county, it's paying $20 an hour or $22 an hour if you end up being a supervisor, and plus mileage, 56 cents a mile. And it's, you know, I did it in 2010. It just happened that I had a lull in my own business when I took this in December, and it looks like that lull's gonna be for a long time. So I feel pretty fortunate that I've been able to keep working during this time. But when I did it in 2010, I did do the enumerator position, and it was fun. I got to go all over my island, Lopez, and you know, see a lot of places I hadn't seen. I didn't come into any conflict with anyone, which, you know, some people are concerned about that because some people may react because you're a government worker. But anyway, so it's a good part-time job to pick up. It's also, because you've worked for the census, you are eligible then for other government jobs in the future. They give you a recommendation. It's a personnel slip, and you can apply for things with the U.S. Commerce, Small Business Association, stuff like that. There's lots of other jobs that just your part-time work could lead to. So, and you would primarily work on your own island, but there might be the opportunity to go to some of the outer islands, which would be really fun. So that's about all I have, I guess.
Gotcha. Well, and so you said that the training is going to start probably the end of July. Is the training information on the census.gov website, or is that something that people should contact you if they want to talk more about that?
Well, good point. We are still looking for training locations in the county. Okay. And we need to make sure they have Wi-Fi and that they have enough room to train 2 groups of 5 at the time and be socially distanced. Mm-hmm. The training, I think it's July 21st to 25th, and I'm working on securing some locations. And so if you were interested in this, I would put in an application right away, because it does take some time to jump through all the hoops. There's a background check and that kind of stuff that has to move through the system. And also I wanted to mention that there's you have to wear PPE. There's lots of guidance on that, and they will be supplying masks and hand sanitizer and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay, well, very cool. And Susan, I hope you'll follow up with us if there, as you get those training locations sorted and confirm the dates, because we can add that to the information we have posted as your situation develops over there.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions for Susan about working for the U.S. Census? And for people that are going to watch this later, you can email her directly. Her contact information is available at the link you see on your screen. Susan, thank you so much for joining us again today. It's always nice seeing you.
All right, thanks.
Good luck. I hope we get a full count.
Yeah, and I to speak to that, it is very important that we count everyone in the county. Right now, our San Juan County is at 39% self-response rate, and Washington State is at 67%. So we're behind. There's a lot of reasons for that. A lot of people get mail at PO boxes, but as you know, the data really counts and helps nonprofits like the EDC. So it is really important.
Well, and funding for schools, and I mean the list goes on and on. That is quite the rabbit hole when you start realizing how much data is tied to just the census data.
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you haven't done it yet, fill out your census form. You can do it online at uscensus.com, correct?
2020 census.
2020. There it is.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Our last guest today is Dr. Gula. Well, actually, I see Stephen from Pelendava has joined us too. So, Stephen, I'm going to get to you. We'll get after Dr. Gula, if that's okay. Dr. Gula, good morning and welcome. You can go ahead and unmute yourself. Dr. Gula is with Living Medical Arts here in Friday Harbor on San Juan Island. And I don't know if Dr. Gula, if you can hear me or not. It's possible she stepped away from the computer for a moment. Stephen Robbins from Pelendava, would you like to go next? Not sure if it's me. Can anybody hear me? Is this thing on? Okay, you guys can hear me. That's great. Okay, so we have a brief pause in the program. I'm going to wait for Dr. Gula or Stephen to come back on the line. Hopefully this won't take more than a couple of minutes. If you guys will just want to hang tight. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me.
This is Stephen. Can you hear me?
Hey, Stephen. Good morning. How are you?
Morning. Fine, thanks. How you doing?
Good, good. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. I literally just joined. I was busy on something else, so
no, it's very busy days over there. I totally understand.
Yeah.
So Stephen's, we're going to add Stephen's contact information to the web link on your screen after this is all wrapped up. But Stephen's got one or two positions he's hiring for, I believe.
At this point, we've got one position. We filled one already. The other position we're looking for is in retail. We've opened up the Gatehouse store at the farm about 3 weeks ago. We're currently doing only at 5 days a week because we don't have enough people.
Wow.
So we're very keen to find people who have some retail experience and who are going to be comfortable working in a retail environment. We've got full bore, all the COVID-19 protections in place and systems and signage and everything else. It's been working very well for the last 3 weeks, as I said. We're getting a lot of people coming to the farm 7 days a week, but we still only open 5 days a week because we don't have anybody else to be able to staff it. So anybody who has, as I said, experience, likes working with people, it's in a retail environment, and as anyone who's been to a Pelendava store knows, we don't just, as I say, it's different from most retail in the sense you don't just stand behind the counter and ring up and wrap up. It's very much a question of engaging with people because they'll ask questions. So there's a fair amount of information to learn, which you learn on the fly. And we've got lots of educational materials both on the store for the public as well as for much more detailed for any employee. And so that there's it's an interchange and between yourself as a person working in the gatehouse. We have two parts to the gatehouse. One is traditionally we have one inside, which is inside the store itself, and then with the large exhibit area at the back connected to the store. And that currently is closed still, again, until we have more people, and then we will meet more staff. then we will open that up. And so they'll be working both indoors and outdoors, and again, in an educational environment. So that's very briefly what it is. And anyone who has that interest in that or knows anybody who might be interested or suited for this, we'll be having the gatehouse will stay open until sometime, usually it's the end of September or end of October, depending on the weather, depending, of course, what happens with the whole pandemic situation. But that's our general plan. And then we will, this year, the Friday Harbor Store has been closed for the same reason in terms of staffing, but also because we've decided to move it with not knowing how many people will come to the island. They can come to the farm in the summer and then at the end of September, October, move to the Friday Harbor Store, which will open at that time there. So we'll be able to have a presence open on the island year round as against just in town for the year and seasonally for the Gatehouse Store. So that's a fair amount of information, but that's basically the story.
Very good. How many hours a week do you think this person would work?
Oh, as many as they want.
Okay. And do you have a pay range?
It depends on the experience, but we do offer commission on the sales.
Ah, okay. All right. And Stephen, will I use the email address that you used to sign up for people that want to reach you?
The best one to do this would be Kalina. I will spell it for you. It's Kalina at pelandaba.com.
Okay.
And Kalina manages all the stores, or manages the managers of all the stores, and she's the one who's leading the recruiting for this particular position right now.
Okay. That was my pencil breaking. So it's Kalina.
No, Kalina, N for Nancy, Kalina.
Kalina. Okay. Thank you for Thank you for that. Okay. And the farm is a lovely, lovely facility. None of you have been out there yet. And Stephen, just so you know, we are recording this for folks to watch later, so they'll be able to catch this show this evening. Does anybody have any questions for Stephen and the experience working at Pelandaba? Where is the farm?
Where is the farm? On Salmon Island. It's on Salmon Island. It's about 10 minutes from town. It's down off, going out towards Whale Watch Park, so it's off Bailey Hill Road, and about 2/3 way across. So this bottom, the southwestern part of the island, and about a mile from the so-called Whale Watch Park.
Gotcha. Okay. Any other questions? No. Great. Thank you so much, Stephen.
You're welcome. Thank
Hopefully
you.
you could join us today. Dr. Gula, are you on? And I hope I'm pronouncing that right, because I realize I've never said it out loud. Dr. Gula from Living Medical Arts.
All right, are you seeing us and hearing us now?
I am seeing and hearing you. Good morning.
Good morning.
You
How
did
are
Very
you?
nice. Very nice to meet you finally.
Very nice
Yeah.
to meet you too. You did say my name correctly. Thank you for asking.
Okay, we try. So, Dr. Gula, I have the notes you sent me. They're on our job listing site, which is on the link that you see on your screen there for everybody to read, and have your contact information is there. But if you want to say a few words about working for you and what it is you're looking for, please go ahead.
I can't see it, but I appreciate that. We're looking for somebody really who's very yes oriented, someone who just likes to say yes. That's really kind of what we're looking for. And because this is an entry level position, its attitude is in some ways more important than skill set, because we can teach everything else, but we were looking for someone who's a team player, willing to do all kinds of tasks, and have a good attitude about it. That's really what we're looking for, about 20 to 35 hours a week. A lot of it is really support work that can be trained. So, but there's lots of room for potentially moving upwards in our small company if they're really motivated, because we're looking for people that are super dynamic, but we're looking definitely at the beginning for someone who just wants to do basic task oriented work. Is there any specific questions for me?
You are all unmuted if you have a question for Dr. Gula. You can also reach out to them at the email address that is on the website if you don't have a question right now, but you think of one later.
Okay.
Doctor, can you talk a little bit about what you're doing for safety precautions?
Yeah. So we're trying to be as safe as possible with COVID-19. So we have not been, we're only seeing people in the office when it's absolutely necessary for a physical procedure, a blood draw, or something like that. Everything else we're still doing over telemedicine. We do have a HEPA filter and carbon filters. We're opening our windows and we're separating our patients by 4 hours in the space so that hopefully there's incredibly minimal contact. We are offering some COVID testing in the community, and that's me doing that personally. And we're doing that outside of the office. So literally out behind the building or in other people's offices. And I'm wearing personal protective gear and going to those places so that they're not coming into the office, because we're trying to protect our staff as much as possible. So everything's being done over the phone and internet if it can be. And then minimal in-office procedures as needed. Yeah.
Very well.
That's what we're currently doing. And because there's so much variability, there's lots of movement and change in the landscape, and we're just being a flexible business as needed during this time.
Can you tell us about some of the tasks they've started?
Yeah. Stephanie's over here asking me to tell you specific things, so I'm agreeing with her. So we're looking for somebody about 20 to 35 hours a week. And there's a lot of filing that happens here and a lot of faxing and getting medical records and organizing patient charts and basically, we try to take really excellent care of our patients. So when we see a patient, there's a lot of follow-up that has to happen for that person. And a lot of times, if we see someone for an hour, we might actually spend 2 to 3 hours in administrative tasks following through for that person. And that's what we're looking for, somebody to help us follow through with all those tasks. So a lot of times it's sending a medical records release and getting those records back, and making sure that everything is organized for them, that there's certain prescriptions they might need or referrals that they need, and or supplements, and that all the circles get closed for specific people. So that's what we're doing, just making sure that all those things happen, and they would just be in a support of doing that. We are looking a little bit for medical support. I know that that is a hard thing to find, but mostly it's just writing things down and having willingness to be present, available. Mostly what I look for in my staff is mostly just willingness to be present and write sometimes for me. Sometimes I can't do something and write at the same time. So there's actually a lot of that sort of script work.
Can you talk about the
Mm-hmm. It's $15 an hour pay to start with, and we do an evaluation at 3 months and 6 months for increase in pay. And there is a 3% 501c3. I mean 401k.
401k.
We are working on that too for our employees, and there is sick time and vacation time, and we also just try to take excellent care of them. We do offer free care for our employees in-house, and they get all of our supplements and everything that we have at cost. And yeah, those are our current benefits. Are there any that I'm missing?
Can you tell about the things that you
Personally?
In your practice?
Okay.
Yeah, why do people come to you for?
Why do people come there?
Why do people come? So I've been a naturopathic physician for 10 years. I'm also a midwife and a massage therapist. So I'm not currently delivering babies, but all of my overlap of knowledge comes there in preconception care and helping people get ready for pregnancy. And I love doing that kind of work. I did my residency in Florida under a naturopath who's also a board certified internist named Kirti Kalidas. There's only about 5 naturopathic MDs in the country. So it was really hard to seek one out. I specifically sought one out because I wanted to offer integrative care to my patients. So from the very beginning in my residency, I worked with an MD. And so I'm very comfortable with medications and integrative medicine and trying to help really coordinate care. And really, we see ourselves as naturopaths on the kind of front line of medicine as preventative care providers. So people come to us. We usually, when we take people into care, we actually do a full 2-hour intake of their entire history. Then we get all their medical records and I read them all. And then we do a physical exam and a blood draw, and we then come up with a really thorough plan. And it's kind of like, I think about it like an ornament. And once I have somebody's whole story, I always know them. And then I offer care to them for the rest of the days that they'd like to come see us for care. And because I understand them in this very comprehensive way, it's very easy for them to come to us for acute care if needed. And really, our goals are that our patients only see us like 1 to 2 times a year for their physical exam. And during that time, I would refer them for all of their screenings that they need and do all of the cancer screenings that they need. And then they only need to see us as needed for acute care. So that's our general goal, is just to take super good care of people in a really comprehensive way. Yeah, that's what we're doing over here.
I doubt it's ever a dull day there with everything that's going on. Well, thank you. Does anybody here have any questions for Dr. Kula? And if you are watching this later and do have questions, again, her contact information is on our website. You see on your screen there.
And I love doing physical medicine, so we do that, but we're not doing that as much right now because of what's happening with COVID-19. And because I think that the community needs testing, we've been making ourselves available for that. There is, and I did put this in the paper, there's a pixel test by LabCorp that people can actually do in the comfort of their home. They don't have to see a doctor right now, and they can do testing. And I saw Dr. House also posted on that yesterday. Mm-hmm. So we're just trying to be available. So because of that, just so you guys know, we don't normally do this, but we're taking people into care and just doing COVID testing for $60, including the whole test and the lab results for people. Normally we do this comprehensive care for people and we take them really into our care. But right now we're offering this just because we really want to be available for the community.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Well, that's fantastic news, actually. It's good to know that you're offering that service, and mm-hmm. We'll make sure we refer people that way when they come to us looking for that. So, thank you. Mm-hmm. Doesn't look like we have any more questions, and we're coming up on the 10 o'clock hour. So I'm going to say thank you so much.
And finding the right jobs too.
Bye. Thank you, Stephanie. And just want to thank all of our presenters and employers who joined us today to talk about the opportunities that they have right now. So if you are in San Juan County and looking for a job, hopefully you are able to find some good options here. All of our information is, of course, on the link that you see on your screen, sanjuans.edc.org/jobs-fair. And everybody's contact information can be found there, along with the job descriptions, rates of pay, and everything else they offer. So I'd like to thank you all for joining us, and good morning to you all. Have a wonderful day.